I believe we are live. Welcome to the We Can Do It Women movement, where women 60 and wiser step into the spotlight and make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. I'm your host, Deborah Morrison, a wealth building expert and champion for extraordinary women just like you. For over 47 years, I've helped women secure their financial futures, and now I'm on a mission to ignite a revolution, showing the world at 60, 70, and beyond, we're not slowing down. We're just getting started. Today's We Can Do It Women Expert interview features the consummate fitness trainer, Joan MacDonald, who splits her time between Ontario, Canada, and San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, and Tulum, Mexico. Joan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Deb.
You're certainly welcome. We are so pleased to have you with us, and we're going to get right into it because we want to leave some time for Q&A afterwards. And I'm going to start with saying it's always great to speak with a fellow Aries. My birthday is March 26th. And
pretty close.
I know, March 30th. An early happy birthday to you. So,
thank you.
Joan, you're now 78 years young. You're a renowned fitness influencer and an inspiration, on steroids for mature women. I shouldn't even say on steroids. Let me.
No, I'm not on steroids.
No, she's definitely not on steroids. So mostly known for your remarkable transformation that began at age 70 and continues to this day, Joan's here to show us, and show us she will, that it's never too late to transform our lives. Yet she wasn't always this ripped. Almost a decade ago at age 70, you were struggling with some health issues. Joan, talk to us about it.
Okay, I had acid reflux. I had apparently high cholesterol, but when I asked the doctor to explain that, all he said was the medication was as a maintenance dosage. And I'm going, why do I have to have maintenance if it's that bad?
Yes.
Anyway, I have high blood pressure, yes, and I have kidney disease. So the high blood pressure medication was because it wanted to correct the kidneys.
Okay.
And yeah, I wasn't happy with my life, and I guess I was nibbling away too much like a little mouse and got fatter and fatter. I couldn't believe I was as big as I was, but when I see the pictures, that's when I really realized that I was actually obese.
Okay. And you talk about that and suffering from these medications and so forth. And you talk about your life being a roller coaster of this discomfort, emotional fatigue, and, far from the vibrant life that you envisioned yourself having, right?
Well, I thought my husband and I would be traveling and having a great time and all the rest of it when we retired. And he went one way and I went the other.
Okay. Well, there you have it. And then for years, you watched your daughter, Michelle, who coaches clients on nutrition and competitive preparation on her platform, The Wonder Woman. You watch her compete in figure competitions and so forth. But it took a moment, what you call shock therapy, Joan, from Michelle. And you also watching your own mom struggle to catch her breath going up down the stairs for you to actually pick up a weight, right? But talk to us about that conversation with your daughter, Michelle.
You really want to hear that conversation?
Yes, I do, and we all do.
Anyway, yeah, she was concerned. She was visiting because she was moving to Mexico. She'd already moved down, but she was getting the rest of her stuff moved down. And she was up visiting us. And apparently I hadn't shared the information that I was on blood pressure medication. And when I told her that the doctor wanted to put me on more, and she's watching me come upstairs huffing and puffing like a train engine, and she's going, it was a shock to her. So she had to turn it around and make me understand that I was not going down the right road. I needed to do something about my life. If I wanted to be happy, I needed to lose some of that weight that I've been carrying around. And looking back at it now, I sure know what she meant by that. But she said, I'm not going to be here for you, Mom. I'm going to be in Mexico. And if anything goes wrong and you end up in a nursing home, I won't be there to help. So, and I think really a lot of us do rely on our daughters
Yes,
if we have them, much more so than we would our sons, even though they could give you help. But I mean, it's just not, I don't, it just doesn't feel right.
Right.
So she said, I won't be here to change your diapers and all the rest of it when you end up in a nursing home.
Yeah.
And the rate you're going right now, you might not even be there that long, you know. So she was really she took out all the stops and
yes,
really making me realize, yeah, my mom, I've been nursing my mom through a nursing home for 3 years and knowing what she went through. Now, she was a very vibrant woman until polymyalgia rheumatica hit her. And she just gave up on her life, because we already lost our dad.
Yes.
In 2000. And yeah, I guess she didn't have any fight left in her. And she was 93.
Okay.
So she lived a good long life. But it wasn't a nice life the last 3 years of it.
Yeah.
And I could see that, yeah, I didn't want that for me either, because I'm watching her in a nursing home and I'm seeing all the other patients and I'm going, they're not, they just can't give the care that you need.
Yes.
And it would be better if you didn't need the care, period. So that was the thing. That was the idea. No care. Look after yourself. Do the best that you can for yourself.
Yes.
And leave the nursing home alone. We don't want it.
I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, she took me under her wing after I said, okay, let's do it. Because I know I wasn't going to get much support from my husband.
Yeah.
And I needed support.
Sure.
I just didn't know how I was going to do it, because she's in Mexico and I'm in Ontario. I didn't know technology at all. I had my own PC, but that was more to entertain myself than anything else.
Yes.
It wasn't for, any big things.
Yes.
So, yeah, I had to learn all that stuff. And at the beginning, we didn't even have, like we have True Coach now. I was doing it off of PDFs.
Oh,
I had to learn how to do all that. Like it was like, it's like sending a child in to something that they've never, like they haven't even experienced anything in life and expecting them to learn it. And I'm going, yeah, I was like a child, really. I was.
Well, and technology wise, and then I read you bought yourself an iPad and you got familiar with that. But you also talked, Joan, about this role reversal, right?
Yeah.
And you really felt like you became the child and Michelle was mothering you through this transition, and how valuable of a role reversal that was, because it was your ticket.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
You really, like I made it into a game so I could accept it,
That's so smart.
So, and then it got to the point, like, this is 8 years now. I'm not really the kid anymore. Remember, yeah, I had to reverse it back a bit.
There you go. Yeah, so let's talk about that. In January 2017, just a few weeks before your 71st birthday, you get on a plane from Canada to Tulum, Mexico, where Michelle MacDonald and her husband own a gym. Those two people are ripped like crazy. I've seen all kind of pictures of them. And then you began to follow this diet program, or the change of eating laid out by Michelle, and you focused on making sure you got enough macronutrients and fats and carbohydrates and proteins, 5 meals per day. And then you said you made some games, some few little tricks around it. And I just so honor you, because, the quote from Ben Franklin continues to pop in my head. You may delay, but time will not.
No, it does not.
And so you said, okay, let's do this. And you did.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I did accept the challenge that she put down and listen to her, even though there was a lot of tears at times, because I was so frustrated, being that far away and not having any hands on.
Yes.
And I know even like people even today will say, oh, you're so lucky you have your family that can teach you. And I'm going, yeah, but they were there and I'm here. It's like you doing it by yourself.
Yes.
It's not any different. I still had to do the work.
Yes, you
I
did.
had to do the work in order to get me where I am. And I still have to do the work because it doesn't stop. It's
No.
it's a forever thing. It's a lifestyle. I still have to keep reminding myself to be good.
Yes.
Don't cheat. Don't do anything like that. No. If you pay attention and trust the process, you're going to go far. I also have another friend who started 3 years ago. It'd be April that she started 3 years ago, and she is fantastic. What she did, she's about the same size as I was, and she's now she just looks gorgeous. She
Wow.
she's gone on stage, and I won't go on stage. I did one, a transformation in Ottawa, and that was the best I could do. I'm going, I don't want to be on stage, really. I just want to live my life, you know.
Well,
I
you
look
look,
up to people.
yeah, and you do, and you look great, of course. But you dropped 70 pounds, right? And then from a couple 100 pounds, and you dropped your weight down for sure. You did the strength training, you did the cardio. So, so Joan does strength training, and I just want, you guys all think about like weights. I mean, I've got a couple weights here. The biggest weight I have here at my house is 8 pounds, right? And that's like nothing. I mean, you're throwing around a kettlebell of I don't know how much. But like I'm zeroing in on some of these videos of her and I'm like enlarging the thing. She is taking, okay, so on each arm and each hand, she bends at the waist and comes back up with 27 pounds on each arm. Okay. And then straight up and out. I don't know if you guys can see me straight up and out, 6.5 pounds on each arm. And she does it like it's a, like a little noodle. How good
I'm
is
sorry to
that?
say that I can't do that anymore because I have a shoulder issue. I injured it 2 years ago, and we can't seem to find out what is exactly wrong, even though I've had MRIs, the whole
Okay.
9 yards. It needs adjustments. That's how I feel personally. It
All right.
needs to be adjusted because one side is not the same as the other anymore.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. But talk to us. You did the 200-pound hip thrusts. What is that?
Well, we didn't even have a hip thrust machine at the time. We had a bench that kind of sloped down.
Yeah.
So I leaned up against it, and then I had a yoga pad on my lap, and I got under the barbell, and she put, the big weights, the plates that are big, but they're not a lot of weight, maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds on each side so that I could get underneath it. And then you position your feet at a 90-degree angle underneath, and you push up with your hips, all this weight. And what she was doing, her and Hattie Boyle at the gym they were competing against each other. And then they go, okay, see if you can do it. Okay, but I don't want anything too heavy, blah, blah, blah. I'll just put the weights on for you, as you go along. And they kept doing it. And I was doing they wanted me to do 10 reps each time. And that was, I don't know how many plates I had on, probably 6 plates. So that would be 60 times. I did that. Each time a little heavier, a little heavier. And finally, she's taking pictures. And finally I say, how much weight was there? 215. Are you trying to kill me?
Holy gosh.
She says, well, you did it. So what are you shocked about? And here I'm seeing them do 500 pounds, and I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
how much? 200 and how much?
15.
215. Okay, there you have it. Okay, good. Oh gosh. And then 175-pound deadlifts and weighted pull-ups. Way to pull up. I mean, Joan, I mean, we're just, okay, that's how we're doing. Now, you talked a lot about, uh, the journey was filled with challenges. Hello. It wasn't easy. And yet you
No.
seemed to persevere through each obstacle. And you did that through a number of different things. And I've read extensively on your processes, tracking measurements. That played a critical role. So talk to us about the importance of that, because we definitely need to have these little reminders that we're making good progress.
Oh, definitely. Now, she made me, yeah, take pictures.
Yep.
That first one, I don't, honest to God, it didn't look like a bathing suit to me when I saw the picture. And I don't even know where we got that thing from. I'm going, and I actually wore it. Oh, oh my God. Anyway, took the pictures, and each week I had to take another one.
Yes, of
and I
course.
had to give my statistics.
Yep.
So it wasn't just the weight
Yes.
or the pictures, it was measurements.
That's it.
So you did your right thigh, your hips, and your waist.
Okay.
That was, and then what else was it? Yeah, the thigh, hips, and waist.
Right.
Each week, and you got on the scale just and I stopped believing in the scale because I started seeing changes in my measurements.
Yep.
But the scale wasn't going anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
And the first time I put on a pair of pants that I couldn't wear before, and they were too big for me.
Now you're talking.
And I'm going, put my arm down the front of this. I couldn't even get it done up hardly before.
So
and that was when I really believed. I think the first time I really, really believed that this actually works. And eating 5 meals a day, 3 of them being bigger and 2 are like snacks in between.
Okay.
That was all new because I was hard pressed to even get 3 meals into me a day, but I was snacking a lot.
Okay.
And that was my problem. That was my downfall.
Okay.
And then 8 hours sleep. So I learned to go to bed early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And journaling came in later on, but I was meditating.
Thank you. And
doing yoga periodically. And a lot of my warm-up exercises are yoga based.
Yes.
And anyone saying that yoga is a sissy practice has not ever done yoga.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It takes concentration. It takes flexibility. And man, you can find out how inflexible you are just by doing a couple of exercises. I'm telling you, it's an eye opener. But all these things added together make you strong, make you think better. A lot of it is in the head. The mind is the main character here. It can make or break you.
Yes. You
don't believe in negativity. You don't talk to yourself negatively, which was a long thing for me to learn. Good. My son-in-law would just like, could you not accept a compliment without reversing it back? Like negating it.
Yes, yes, of course.
It's hard. I never used to take compliments because I was always thinking someone was going to be making fun of me. So yeah, I had to get over that. I had to meet strangers and talk to them. Yeah. And my daughter put me on Instagram. Yes. In November of the first year. And I had lost the major part of my weight. I had lost 45, 50 pounds by for the end of the first year. Right. And every year after that, I'd lose anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. And then I think it was probably into my second year when I started seeing the the definition.
That's right.
And people at the gym would say, "Oh, your back is fabulous." I says, "Really?" I says, "I can't see it."
I know.
So they finally started taking pictures for me. And I'm going, "Oh, I've got muscles in my back." I didn't know I had. Yeah, it was a very hard journey. Some things seemed impossible, but if you keep trying and doing it over and over and over again, it becomes part of you. Like you can do it. You actually can do it. So it's just perseverance and consistency. And I'd go every day that I was told to go. I think my first year it was 4 times or 5 times a week. I think it was 4 times a week, and then she built me up to 5 times a week, and now she's back to 4 times a week.
Okay.
But I have 2 days. I do cardio every day anyway because I ride my bicycle everywhere.
Gotcha.
But doing the 2 days of rest, which would include maybe a yoga program.
Okay.
Because it's not strenuous like taking up weights and that. I never even lifted weights before, but I knew I should be able to do it because I was the one that did all the manual work around our house. Okay. And we had a lot of what is it, containing walls?
Yes, retaining walls. Yeah.
Retaining walls, and I did them.
Excellent. Oh yeah. You hauled some stones, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, I did. I know I did, but I just thought that was normal.
Not so much.
I didn't. I know there are some women that either they pretend it or they really think they can't do something. They need to talk themselves out of that. You can do it. You really can. And it's not a shame to do it, but that's what we've been taught. Like once you reach a certain age, you kind of back down and don't do anything. That's the worst. That's a penalty to you.
Yeah. You're in the penalty
box. Penalty to women.
Yeah, exactly.
To believe that crap.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
Women can do a lot of things that men can do. Maybe they can't do it quite as well.
Yeah.
But then again, we're not built for that. But we can build strength.
Right now.
We can do it. We can do it. Like you just have to want to go out of life dancing, singing, having a good time, not sitting on a couch watching what? They don't really have anything on TV. I haven't watched TV now. I think I watch it a couple of times when I'm home in Canada. Yeah. But I haven't watched TV for years now.
Me either. No time for that. Now,
well, it's not just not having time, but there's what's on there that's really that interesting. Nature programs I do love.
Love that. Yeah.
I love geographic. But there's not much else on there that is very intelligent.
Exactly. And you are so smart. I watched a very emotional interview with you and it choked me up, and it chokes me up just thinking about watching it. You stood there and said, talking about your mom a little bit and talked about her decline. And you said, I want to give people hope because we can do things we were told we couldn't do. And you say, there's a sense by which us being needed as we age is so vital. It spurs each other on. And so I want to be like Joan, right? I want to be, vibrant and of some use to other people, to myself, so that I can self-care for the most part, and also so that I can be this beacon of hope. And you keep talking about the mental, and I'm so pleased because the mental aspects and you tick off 6 of them: increased confidence, improved mindset, reduced fear, and increased empowerment, enhanced quality of life, sense of purpose, overcoming age-related stereotypes. These are so integral to the formula, not just the weights, not just the diet, the mental, right?
It is paramount, really.
So talk to us about how you celebrated the small wins. You took the pictures at the beginning every week, bada bing, bada bang. You took the measurements, all this accounting, all this tracking, and then the wins. Because sometimes us women just run through the wins and we don't stop to celebrate the wins. How did you celebrate your wins?
I would do something that I hadn't done if I could. And for my birthdays, I would shock everybody because the first time I think I waited until I was 75, and I wanted my daughter and son-in-law to come with me. I'm going, because he doesn't do a lot of stuff for himself. He just works and works, and so does she. And I'm going, if we go, they can't take their phones all the time. They can't take their computers. So it's not allowed.
Yeah.
So we went ziplining.
I saw a picture of that.
Well, we've done, I don't think we had pictures of the one we did when I was turned 75, because I didn't realize there was that many zips in the zip lining. Yeah. There was 9 different
lines,
and you had to keep going.
I know, you couldn't turn back.
Can't turn back. And some of them were really long, some of them were short and abrupt, and learning not to put your face close to the wire things or rope things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd get a smack in the face like you wouldn't believe. I'm going, how does this thing stop? But I didn't think about it until I was on the darn thing. They have a way of stopping things, and it's like, it was fun. And I had a young lad, he was a teenager, going up there, and he would stay right in the middle of the group of people because he couldn't stand heights.
Oh.
He was scared of heights, and he admitted it partway through. And I'm going, you deserve a medal
right now
for doing that. Yeah. For just going on it and doing it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
There you go.
And that this thing that I said from the very beginning, if I can do it, you can. There's definitely no problem there.
Yeah.
So by the time he was finished, he wasn't totally free of his fear, but he was more acceptable.
Thank you. He had taken,
and that was a good thing that I saw for that one. Oh. And when I turned 76, I think it was, we went to an adventure park. And that was about 5 or 6 things that we did on that adventure park. And I'm going, I love this. Just bring it on, bring it on. And everyone that was with us, we had a good group of people with us. And they all have half of them back down. And I'm still going.
That's strong. Oh,
it was so good. I was just feeling really great. But I mean, this is the kind of thing you can get to do instead of just walking around and most groups together anymore. I don't know about you, but when you talk to them, they're all about drinking. Yeah. They gotta have their booze every day, their wine.
Yeah.
I don't mind wine. But it's, to me, I'd sooner eat.
Yeah, that's better on the food.
That's going to take away all those calories. Oh yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But why you have to do it every time you go out to enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
I've always wondered, even as a kid, why do people have to get drunk to have a good time and they can't even remember what they did?
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's another, I just find all these weird things that go on that I didn't really think about before. Yeah. But now I think, yeah, why do people have to drink to have a good time?
Yeah.
And half the time they can't remember what they did.
Yeah.
So I just explain it to me. Just explain.
Well, you're totally right. And I don't know as we have enough examples like you out there, Joan, to say to people, hey, if you put some effort and a lot of effort toward, and you intend to go the long distance without being an invalid and certainly less mobile and mentally, impaired, then this is the route. It's doable. Joan, incidentally, is a social media influence par excellence. Her Instagram account has over 2 million followers. She shares fitness journey, inspires. She's on there singing with her daughter. It's adorable. Joan has graced the covers of Women's Health, Body, Soul. This is only a modicum of them. Define, ARP, AARP. She was on Good Morning America. She's on the cover of Ageist. She's on the cover of the Daily Express in the UK. She's on the cover of Glamour, of course, the Times UK, Insider, New York Post, Power of Positivity, the Mail UK, and more. Podcasts every single place. Has her own app and has a website which is completely great. I paid for it and downloaded the PDF, which I'm just really enthralled with. It is so beautifully laid out. My hat is completely off to you. This is a PDF which shows, you can click on it, you guys, and it takes you to YouTube videos, and she shows you what she's doing. It's nuts how beautiful it is. It's so beautifully laid out. So I'm a complete proponent of your work and how you put it out there to give us. You got the full body A, your full body B. I'm not going to go into it. Everybody do that, download it on your own. But she also hosts fitness retreats, wellness retreats in Tulum. She offers strength training, yoga, nutrition seminars. She's a powerful advocate for fitness and health in older adults, challenging these stereotypes, inspiring countless individuals. And she has as I say, her app. I wanted to talk about that. And she's a published author of Flex Your Age, which I have right here on my phone. It's an Audible book that I have absolutely right here. Flex Your Age. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a very, very good listen. I'm listening to it as we speak. And this woman is on fire. And so I wanted you to talk to us about how you kind of stay motivated. You talked before and you had a little punch list. You track your progress. You have visual comparisons. You have group support, not to be missed, group support, health improvements, celebrating the small victories, positive reinforcement, consistent routines, remembering your starting point. How valuable is that when we feel a little down on ourselves, and setting new challenges? So fast forward to today. What's next for Joan?
I'm not quite sure. We're doing a lot of revamping, and it's not so much me. It's my daughter and her husband. They're just perfect. I do not train people.
Okay.
And I do not coach people. I'm not qualified for that.
Okay.
And I'll keep telling people it's train with Joan, not by Joan.
Okay, good.
And but that's just setting the record straight for that.
Thank you.
But my daughter, she's got so many ideas, so many things that are in the irons in the fire. And we just want, we are thinking, we all think the same way. My son-in-law, my daughter, myself. Why can't we change the narrative for women? Because it needs to be done. Women need to find their strength. They've been doing it all their life and they don't even realize, because no one says anything good to them.
Right.
Really. They just take it for granted. Oh, mom's there, mom's there, or grandma's there, or whatever. They're not acknowledged like they should be.
They aren't.
And men are great in what they do, but women they keep going on and on and on until they drop. And you should be able to go on and on and on and enjoy.
Right now.
And that is what we're trying to get across, is find your strength. Go for it. You might not be as strong as the next person, but you're not competing with the next person. You're competing with yourself. You want to be the best you can be.
Absolutely.
Not the best somebody else can be. Because you don't have the same components, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
In your life, that you can be exactly like another person. you don't compete with somebody else. It's just not kosher.
I agree. I agree. Listen, everybody that has a question for Joan, because we're going to open it up here, put your hand up digitally or throw your question in the chat. We're going to entertain that. But Joan, you talked about, you know, some women are a little afraid to go to the gym because they're afraid other people are looking at them. And you're like, no, everybody's pretty much interested in themselves, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but mostly people are looking at themselves.
Yeah, they might glance at you, but they're not watching everything you do.
There you go.
Not. They haven't got time. We really don't.
Exactly. And that whole overwhelm and the women's kind of the negative self-talk is a lot of socialization. So I'm really proud of you that you were able to, you know, distill and pull that crap out and say, wait a minute, no, I have the right to be my own person, to get into the spotlight of my life. I'm going to unmute, allow participants to unmute themselves. Yes, everyone can unmute themselves now and raise your digital hand. And hopefully, Iris, you can help me figure out who has a question for Joan, because wow, what an opportunity. I see Mary Kelly's iPhone. Mary Kelly, shoot off.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go for
it. I just have a question regarding when Joan started. I'd like her to share her story if she can, if she would. When she started, how long did it take her to, because it hurts in the beginning and you get disappointed and you can't be consistent, and then it hurts again, and then it hurts again, and you can't bend the same way. You can't, your knees don't move the same way. Your joints. How did she overcome all those issues?
Oh, Joan, you're muted again, babe. I'm asking you to unmute. I don't know why. Okay, good. Go for it.
Maybe because someone else was unmuted. Okay. Anyway, yeah, there are times when I started that you would see me flop down on the floor.
I saw a picture on a ball.
Yeah, but I was even worse than that when I first started, because I had the size to deal with, and I still couldn't move my knee the way I wanted to. It's been 10 years since I had my knee replaced.
Yes,
but it's gotten to 90 degrees. It hasn't gotten where I can sit down on my heel.
This one didn't have any plastic around it. Like it's
open. No, I wouldn't use that.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. When something hurts, I found that even if I hurt, I would still try to do it, because I found out after the first or second time that if I try, that hurt goes away, or it lessens quite a bit.
There you go.
So you work through it. It's something that you
so you're saying, like, do what you can with what you have, and just push through a little bit.
Yeah,
and because my knees are getting bad, and I feel like eventually I'm going to need knee surgery. They're saying some kind of chicken gel for now,
or in the meantime, a knee sleeve takes that pressure off your knee and stabilizes it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've been using for the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow,
nice.
Because I felt that especially when I was doing squats, that I didn't want to be able to, I couldn't push up the way I wanted to. So when I had the knee sleeve on, I didn't feel that pain quite as badly. So it helped an awful lot. But you have to try out knee sleeves, because everybody's body reacts differently to different ones. Like there's some that I could not even get on.
Yeah.
I wanted something that was flexible.
Yeah.
But still stabilized me. So I would try. The sports stores usually carry knee sleeves, but there's some great ones on Amazon. And Mark Bell has great ones. And I know other friends of mine have had good ones. I use a friend of mine bought me a Cooper or copper.
Okay.
No, it's a copper one called Copper. Yeah. So, and it's great because it's very flexible, but it still stabilizes my knee. And I just feel like I've got that little bit more support with my knee, especially walking up and down stairs as well. But doing squats, it really helps a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. We have a bunch of questions, so we're going to move on. Thanks, Mary Kelly.
Thank you, Joan.
You're welcome.
Patty asks, how soon did you move to Tulum to stay with your daughter after you started working out? And do you start at home or go to the gym first?
I was doing most of it at home and at the gym. Especially in COVID, I did most of it at home. I actually did YouTube videos working out at home. The first year I made two or three trips, but they were coming up to Canada. So I think I made 2 trips the first year. The third year, I probably made the same amount of trips, but they were a little longer each time.
Okay.
So as the years wore on, it's now about close to 5 to 6 months that I'm in Mexico, and usually during the winter, because I can't take the cold anymore. My arthritis really acts up.
I don't blame you. We have one more thing from Kathy. My orthopedic said it was because I was doing the weights for 2.5 years that I have the upper body strength to move myself up and down the stairs with my upper body. I was also told that heel fractures often come with hip fractures, and my hips and body were stronger, and the foot fractures were just a fluke injury. So appreciate the Train with Joan program, which I will go back to in 6 or so weeks. Thank you, Joan. Love you. All right. Then we have Kathy. Doctors are now starting to inform women of the importance of lifting weights. Yes, thank you. We have Sue. I feel like I have most of the pieces, but can't seem to get them together, like the food per day, when to do what. Sue, get this PDF right now. Get this PDF worth every nickel. Okay. How soon did you, okay, we got that. Is biking also always your cardio from Jen, or do you do other cardio workouts?
Oh, I did the rowing machine. I used to do the rowing machine a lot, as well as stair climber. I also do treadmill. But biking is my means of moving around in Mexico. I'm not going to get on the road with the cars.
Yeah.
Well, I do with my bike, but it's easier to move in and out of situations with a bike than it is with a vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's what I use my bicycle a lot.
I don't blame you. And I'm going to pray for you, weaving in and out of that traffic, because some of those drivers are a little nuts. Well, some of the drivers in New Jersey are nuts. Okay. John says, how to find a meal plan for 5 meals a day. A great beginning would be food intake. Yes. Again, the PDF, bam, slams it right down the thing. 1, 2, 3, like buttons on a shirt. I want to attend a fitness retreat with you and your daughter. Josephine Pizzolon says, when is your next one?
Oh my gosh. I can't give you those facts because, this year, I don't think we're doing any more retreats. Okay. They're doing more workshops. But with what they've got on their plate, we need a miracle team. We really do. There's just so much going on. We have fitness shows. I can't even let you know when the next one actually is, because I don't have that. I don't go to all of the shows. I would be on a plane constantly, and I can't. I like to go visit places, but I don't like going there. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
The traveling gets a little bit much.
Yeah, for sure. So stay tuned. Join Joan's Instagram and get on her mailing list. Pop onto her website, Train with Joan, trainwithjoanofficial.com, and pop down this PDF. I'm telling you, it's absolutely wonderful. Now we have a question here from Barb Colson. Colston. How did you shape your initial goals so that they were achievable and realistic? What were your first goals, even small goals? I'm not sure how simple to make them to ensure that I'm not overwhelmed and keep going. Thanks, Joan. Love you.
Oof. Well, my daughter does the programs for me, and I just follow what she's got on them. I usually do 3 sets of anywhere from 10 to 20, depending on what the exercise is. And when you find that what you're doing is a little easy, then up your weights.
There you go.
And you don't have to up them 5 or 10 pounds. You can up them in increments like 1 pound and do it for a week. And then the next week is 2 pounds. And the next week is 3. You know what I mean?
I do.
You don't have to do heavy weights. Repetitions are going to give you the same result. And if you can get up your weights, then great. But don't think that that's the end of it.
Yes.
It's just not. This is a lifestyle, and it's a doable lifestyle, sustainable with the food, the whole 9 yards. You just have to want to live a better life, and just go for it. Don't let anyone try to intimidate you and say, "Oh, what are you doing that for?"
Yes.
Don't listen to them. Don't have that kind of talk in your sphere. Right. Don't have it around you. It doesn't help at all.
And it more than not doesn't help. It hurts. So you talk about you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I think sometimes that we have to get to that point. Have you suffered enough?
Yeah, that's right. Have you suffered enough?
Right. Like, I think that's a really valuable question. Several years of knee pain went away when I started TWJ training with Joan. I used the Iron Bull knee sleeves. It was a stretching and strength training. I use knee sleeves. They do work. I use IncrediWear. That's what our ortho recommends. And we have Kathy, who's not sure how to raise your hand. So Kathy, go ahead and ask your question real quick. Oh, Kathy's on mute, babe. Bottom left, unmute yourself. Go ahead. I'm clicking for you to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, Joan.
Hi.
I made it down to Tulum. I didn't find you.
Oh.
I walked by the jungle gym.
Oh, the jungle gym is not our gym, hon.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, so I walked down the gym and went to a restaurant.
And you broke your heel.
Well, I just found out today I have 2 fractures in my heel, 2 fractures in the fibula, about 6 or 7 fractures in my foot.
Oh my God, girl. I asked you to tell us what was going on, and thank you very much for coming on here and letting me know.
Well, I did want to say thank you for your plan. You know, Jody introduced me to it. 2.5 years I'm doing it, and I will get back to it in the next 6 weeks when I can, because it's changed my life. And I tell everybody, and I'm sick and tired of hearing women my age say, I can't. I just can't. It hurts. I'm not as patient anymore with it as I used to be, because you're right. It does hurt in the first week or 2. That's what I wanted to ask. And you know what? Okay, the first week I took 3 Advils. Second week I noticed, oh, okay, it hurts. I'm still going to do the program. I'm going to take 2 Advils. Week after that, I was down to 1 Advil. And after a few weeks, I said, hey, I don't need the Advil anymore. It's working.
Oh,
and I appreciate your advice with the knee sleeve. Thank you. The Bell, I think it was the Bell knee
Mark
sleeve.
Bell?
Yeah.
Mark Bell? Yeah.
Yep. It was amazing. So thank you.
You're very welcome. It's very good. Like, we've had conversations, but it's been quite a while since I heard from him. Yeah, but that's great. I'm glad to hear.
Wow. We have one more. How did you deal with the nutrition plan? Thank you, Kathy, for speaking up, especially in the cutting phase and dealing with cravings and the sugar monster challenge. This is my biggest challenge, how to keep consistent.
Oh, she's training? Is that what she's saying?
She's gone into like probably cutting out sugar. And so she's, that's like a hurdle, apparently. iPhone from D. Audrey.
Yeah, a lot of people have this thing about the sugar, but see, I've gone to stevia, which is a plant-based food for free, or Splenda is pretty good. Yeah. For that, I don't get the aftertaste like aspartame used to be.
Oh, I hate
that aftertaste, but I don't find that with these products, and you can get the liquid form. Yes. Usually with both of them, or you can use a powdered form, but they work for me. All I need is that little twinge of sweetness every now and again, and that does me fine. I don't have that craving for a lot of sweets.
Yeah, because it goes away once we get in the groove of it, because then,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I mean, I actually find, Atkins helpful. And so I do that. And then occasionally I'll have something with sugar in it. And boy, I'm stiff as a board. So I say, okay, come back. But we got a question from Helen Dalton. Helen, speak your question.
It's actually Elaine's question here, but I thought it was good. So she wanted to know, and I do too, how much time do you devote to working out each day?
Okay, because I'm retired. I can take as long as I want to. I'm supposed to get in and get out. That's what my daughter has taught. So if you should be able to do it within an hour. So do what you can. Put a timer on yourself. Do what you can for an hour.
Okay.
And if you can't get through it all, you can split it up. Like do an hour in the morning maybe, and maybe later on in the day if you have some time, do some more workout. But you don't have to spend all day in the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend all day in the gym.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to fight for equipment.
Go early.
Yeah.
Down, like, so what Joan's saying, we'll do it if it's an hour. If it's like 3 hours, like, I'm not doing it.
No, don't do 3 hours. An hour should be plenty. Just make sure that you know what you're going to be doing before you start.
That's right.
And then do it.
And gyrate around with the equipment as it's available.
Yeah, but and the other thing is, when you're new at this, yes, it's going to take you a little longer, but expect that, because you're learning. Once you have learned, what happened?
Somebody's off mute, but go ahead.
Once you've learned how to do something, it should be almost automatic, right? So that you can go through your workout without having to read everything again. Okay.
Helen, do you have another question?
I do. So you do a little bit every day? You do like an hour a day, Joan?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we have two other comments. Largest challenge by TWJ is trying to eat properly as a vegetarian. And PG says it would be nice to have a partner to train with as a support system, especially on difficult days. Well, write yourself a little journal, because Joan's a big journaler, and write yourself a journal. I can do this. I can do this. And then that is your reminder.
That helps. Yeah, that's your partner. But no, if you can find someone, and there are people out there, they're just too shy to say anything, that need somebody else. So I've like with my app, we have a great community. They all pitch in with giving advice or sharing what they have gone through, and you take from it what you can. Community is a big thing. So just find one other person that you can train with. Someone out there you must know somebody else that would like to maybe get active again.
Right.
And if not, like I said, the app isn't very expensive, even for someone that's on a pension.
Yeah,
I think it's less than $200 a year.
Yeah, it is like $1.96 or something. Come on, girls.
Yeah. So I mean, I know a lot of people that will smoke more than that in a couple of months.
Right now. And we're getting a lot of kudos for your app in the community. I started lifting weights, Ganilla, in November. I love it. Deadlifted 138 pounds this week. I'm soon to be age 69. Go for it, girlfriend. Is there an easy way to count macros? Try the macro calculator in the calculator.net, Rosa says to Elaine. And then an hour for weights and cardio. And my family wants different foods than what I am supposed to follow to get in shape. So what do? I can't cook 2 sets of meals. Come on, girls. We got
you can have whatever you want, as long as you put it together properly.
Okay, talk to us about that.
Sure that you have the right amount of protein, the right amount of carbs, and the right amount of good fats in your diet. And you break that down into the 5 meals. And like I said, working out, you usually have most of your food before and after you work out. And then one other meal that's bigger in the day, and 2 snacks. And those snacks can be a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever heard about creamies, but we found about creamies through the community. And it's protein creamies, and they're fabulous.
These only available in Canada.
Ninja, then it's Ninja that has a Ninja creamy machine. And my friend that I was talking about earlier that lost a lot of weight, she introduced us. And then we had other people that got on the bandwagon and were telling us, oh, these recipes, this is the recipe. These are all, this is how it's broken down, blah, blah, blah. And the machine does it all.
Oh my gosh.
It's fabulous.
Amazing.
It's really fabulous. So
and
you get a treat, like you have ice cream
right now,
once or twice a week. It's great.
All right, I'm looking into this because I'm an ice cream kind of a gal. PG, I didn't mean to discount your question. I can appreciate some of that difficulty. I think that, you know, as your family might see you, if you go ahead and segment and plan your meals and maybe put them in a different part of the refrigerator, as your family and friends see you, right, feeling better, right, feeling less achy and so forth, and having more energy and so forth, they might just say, hey, all right, I'll try some of that. You know, I mean, you just, you know, the proof is always in the pudding from my perspective, right? And so you may want to emulate that. You know, I was going to introduce you today, Joan, as the inimitable, but you are worthy of being imitated. So we're all going to, you know, follow your tenacity, your absolute vision about aging gracefully and beautifully and physically fit, because the longevity tables tell us that we're going to be around for a while. I mean, that's if we're lucky, right? And that is incumbent upon us to make these last years some of our best years. Before we close out, is there a final thought you want to put into our heads, Joan, because we'd be open to hearing it?
Oh, I did have one and it just went out of my head too. Dear me. No, I just think that each person needs to concentrate on themselves, making themselves the best version that they can be. Never compare yourself with somebody else. You are good no matter what. You are loved no matter what. So just do for yourself, and it's going to show with everyone else that sees you. It does, like people say, I glow, and I'm going, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but it's probably because I can laugh and smile a lot, which is easy to do when you feel great. So it comes from the inside and shows outside.
It certainly does. And your light is brilliant and your spirit is buoyant. And I am in awe of you and will continue to keep you in mind when I think, oh, I'm not going to get on the elliptical. No, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm going to plank continuously for the 30 seconds. I'm only at 30 seconds for the full and 30 seconds for each. But, you know, we're moving towards that. So, Joan, we are more than grateful. And thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us on the We Can Do It Women show. Remember, I see you. I value you. You are enough. And your greatest chapter is just beginning. If today's episode sparks something in you, I invite you to join our vibrant We Can Do It Women community here on Facebook via the link in the show notes. Spend a day with me next week, 1 week from today, March 26th, happens to be my birthday. A whole day I'm going to spend, and it's called Intentionally Wealthy Women Conference from 11 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, $47. I'm a 44-year financial expert, and I have made groups of zeros for high net worth people. Happy to share those same principles with you next Wednesday. Intentionally Wealthy Women Conference. The link is in the chat. $47, but the price goes up at midnight tonight. Guess why we put the price to increase delay? Because we wanted you to be able to get in on it. And if you're not able to be there for parts of that, pop up for $97 in the VIP and get recordings of the whole day. It will be action packed. I can guarantee you there'll be a return on investment of at least your investment. And if not, you just ping me and I'll give you every cent back. This has never been the case because I am a font of information and I am just as passionate about giving that as much as I can to you in bite-sized chunks, like Joan's chunking things down so that we can get it. It's about us women coming together and enhancing our own confidence, particularly around our money, and also being in congruency and in community with other women. And so until next time, this is Deborah Morrison reminding you it's never too late to shine, and pay attention to your money and it will surely pay you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deb. That was great.